Everybody, welcome to Mindfulness Monday. I'd like to reintroduce Vivian Hermes. She's actually the one that helped us get the Mindfulness Monday off the ground, and she has returned to be our facilitator. She is a certified mindfulness facilitator. She will give you some cues. She will kind of explain it a little bit more, but welcome to Mindfulness Monday. Please enjoy your time. You'll see once she gets going, the stars from Barbara, is it from for tonight that we'll be going over? Okay. Uh, so what you would see if there wasn't light pollution, as Jenny always says, will be the stars going over. So please enjoy and thank you very much. All yours, Vivian.
Thank you, Jason, and welcome everyone. Um, I wanted to just say a little bit about what to expect before we dive into the practice, recognizing that mindfulness is a quality of being, and sometimes being mindful of ourselves is recognizing that we need rest. So as I guide, and I know you're reclined in the session, um, you can, if it happens that you fall asleep, um, allow yourself to get that rest. Just know that we're here to support each other in whatever way is nourishing in this moment. I've picked a practice for you for today, but you might shift to a different practice that you're familiar with, or just allow your body and mind to rest, and that's fine too. So please give yourself as much permission as possible to be present in exactly as you are in this moment. That's one of the things we learned from mindfulness, is giving ourselves a lot of grace um, as we build concentration and sensory clarity and a sense of a balanced mind around our life. Um, Hopefully, the mindfulness practices will bring some personal impact on our behavior and increase our competence and decrease our reactivity. So, with that, I invite you to stretch, whether it's over your head or to your sides with your arms or your legs and toes. See if you can spread your fingers and your toes, and then releasing, letting your body go back to its homeostasis. You can take a couple of in breaths deeply in and sigh out the exhale. Doing that a couple of times on your own. The sighing allows for you to jiggle the vagus nerve that informs the mind to relax. Until allowing the breath to go to its natural rhythm. As I give prompts, I just want to let you know there'll be moments of silence, and that's just to give you the opportunity to work with that particular prompt and see what happens. Does the mind stay? Oftentimes, more times than often, it'll wander. You just invite it gently back, knowing that it is going to wander. So, again, giving ourselves a lot of grace. We'll start with a three centers check-in, and we'll start by checking into the quality of mind we're experiencing right now. So does it feel alert, or is it groggy or foggy or sleepy? Is the mind relaxed? Is it curious? Is it easeful? So just open yourself up to the question of, what sort of mind am I experiencing right now? And it might be indescribable. It might be a combination of things. What sort of mind is here right now? And bringing that attention down into your chest and heart area. Oftentimes, this is the area where we think that we're experiencing our emotions and our feelings. So notice what emotions are here right now. Am I cheerful, content, happy, joyful, irritated, excited, sad, frustrated, confused? These are just a small sliver of the infinite emotions and feelings that might be here. So notice and label it. There might be more than one. And as you label them, try and notice, how do you know that it's happiness? Our emotions actually come with physical sensations and thinking. So, what sort of physical sensations are you sensing to signal to you that that's the emotion that's here? Or if you're neutral, you can note that as well, because that also has a certain kind of physical sensation that comes with it. It also might feel indescribable, and that too shows up a certain way in our body with certain physical sensations. So, really noticing if there is a combination and you're not able to necessarily pick which emotion it's made up of, just see if you can be with it as a physical sensation, not judging it in any way, not getting caught up as to the why it's here in this way. And if you find anything particularly challenging, taking a deep breath in and exhaling it out. What emotions am I experiencing right now? From here, letting go of that focus on emotions and feelings and zooming out to the body. We're going to take stock of how the body is doing overall, on the inside, on the outside. So notice any areas of pain or tension, any areas that have pleasant sensations, or note the areas where it's blank or void of any sensations or feel neutral. You can start from the toes and scan up to the head. You can scan from the front and then down the back, or from up from one side down the other side. Or noticing the sensations from the inside of the body in layers moving out to the outside and exterior of the body. If you do find an area of pain or tension, you might consider kind of going a little deeper around it and noticing its qualities. So tension and pain has got elements to it too. So is it feel tight or firm or hot? Does it have prickling pain? Is it throbbing or is it consistent? Just staying curious with it. Does it have borders? And you can do the same with pleasant sensations, any part of the body that feels neutral or just feels really nice. You can come back to yourself and ask, what makes it so nice? So you're only noticing the sensations and then continuing to scan around the body, not stopping to figure out the cause of it or where it originated from. Letting your attention move. So we'll continue to practice in this way for a couple of minutes and see, what does the mind do? Knowing that the mind sometimes looks for novel things, so it'll move away from something that it thinks it's figured out. You just invite it back to the body and notice. And now moving your attention to your breathing. And we can do this in a couple of ways. You can notice the expansion and contraction of the belly, or you can notice the breath at the chest as it rises and falls. And you can also note the breath in and around the nostrils. And with each in-breath, you can use the label in, recognizing that you're breathing in. And on the out breath, you can use the label out to recognize that you're there, you're here for that out breath, you feel it. You can say it softly to yourself or out loud or in your mind. In, out. You can also take note of the breath by its qualities. So you can notice that the in-breath has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then there's a pause before it turns into the out breath. And that too has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then a pause to turn again to the in breath. So your body and mind know how to breathe without you noticing it. All day you've been breathing without much assistance. So really you're witnessing it. In, out. The breath too has certain qualities of its own. So an in-breath or an out-breath can be long or short. It can feel shallow or deep. It can be sort of jagged or very smooth. If you're noting the breath at the nostrils, you might even notice its temperature, that coming in, it feels a little cooler, and going out, it feels a little warmer. This is just one more way of experiencing the qualities of the breath, long or short, deep or shallow, jagged or smooth. And so we'll do this practice, and you're welcome to use any of these tools in and out, the qualities of the breath with the beginning, middle, and end, and pause, or the true qualities in the experience of breathing, of long or short, deep or shallow, jagged or smooth, warm and cool. And if the breath is too difficult to use in this practice, you can just note the sounds within you and outside of you. So the sound of my voice or any ambient sounds in the space, or sometimes when it's super quiet, we can actually hear ourselves breathing. So notice and listen to those things that are close or what are far away. If the breath is too difficult to anchor into today, we're continuing with the breath practice for a couple of moments in silence, following the breath or following the sounds. So check in with your mind. Did it wander? If it has, just gently bring it back. You can label the wandering to just thinking, or if it was pulling from the past, you can label it with remembering, or if it's gone out into the future, you can label it as planning. Just bringing the focus of your awareness back to the breath and letting those plans and memories, the thinking to fall into the background just for a little bit. This is the practice, this constant coming back to whatever we've chosen as our anchor. It's how we sharpen our skill. In, out. And before we round out this practice period, I want you to take an opportunity to offer some gratitude to yourself, recognizing that you could have done a multitude of things in this time, but you dedicated it to practicing, to taking some time out for yourself. You can thank your mind and body for cooperating and offering so many challenges that they did during this practice period. That's how we learn. So we're grateful for the cooperation and the wildness of our mind and our body. Thanking yourself. And although we practice individually and we get personal benefits from these practices, we can also acknowledge that they help us in regulating ourselves so that we're a little kinder, a little more patient, a little more generous. So, in fact, other people benefit from our practice by the ripple effect of how we show up. And so we practice for ourselves and also for others. And in the same way we began, I invite you to take a deep breath in and exhaling it out. And if your eyes are closed, allowing them to open and begin to orient yourself to the space that you're in, looking around, stretching again in a mindful way, yawning if you need to. I want to thank you all for taking this time to practice with me, and I look forward to being with you in the coming weeks. Take good care, all.
Thank you very much, Vivian. We really appreciate it. Um, Armene, I know you're on. If you want Flex, make sure you sign in to the chat box. And then Vivian, we will see you again next week. So,
Actually, next week it'll be Carissa.
oh, that's right, Carissa. That's right. That's right. Thank you very much for reminding me. So, um, thank you everybody for attending. We really appreciate having you. You're welcome. If you're a faculty member that needs Flex, I'll have a sign-in sheet here shortly, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great rest of your week.
All right, take care, all.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day.